بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to the Ramadan series, Ramadan Hadith of the Day. It's sponsored by WBIMA Muslim Talk Radio, and I'm your host of the series, Al-Ustadh Yusuf Jabber of the Arabic Language Institute. And today we're on Hadith number 15, and it reads, وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من ذرعه القيء فلا قضاء عليه ومن استقاء فعليه القضاء. And the translation of the hadith of the day is on the authority of Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him. He said that the Messenger of Allah, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said that whoever is overcame by vomiting or over the power causing him to vomit, then he does not or she does not have to make up this day, meaning of fasting. Whoever causes himself or herself to vomit, then he or she must make up the day. Right, and we have a few new nouns from the hadith of the day, and the first new noun is al-qay. Al-qay'u, right? Or we can say al-qay'u, with the qaf being fatha or being kasra, and it means to vomit. And our next noun is al-qada. Al-qada means to execute or to fulfill. As it relates to acts of worship, al-qada means to make up. It can be making up a fast, or it can be making up a salah, a prayer, or any other act of worship. However, in this hadith, it means to make up a fast. Right, so these are our two nouns for today. Moving on to af'al, the verbs. Our first verb is ذَرَعَ. ذَرَعَ means to be overcome or overpowered. And the mudari for this is يَذْرَعُ. يَذْرَعُ. And the masdar is الذَّرَعُ. الذَّرَعُ. Our next verb is istaqa'a. Istaqa'a means to seek to vomit or to cause oneself to vomit, right? And it is on form 10 of the verb, right? In the form 10 of the verb, it begins with hamza or alif, F1, the alif, sin, and ta, and it means to seek or to request. And the root word is qa'a, meaning to vomit. So this is someone that seeks or causes himself or herself to vomit. The mudari is yastaqi'u. Yastaqi'u. Right? And the masdar is al-istiqa'a. 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 Right? Vomiting or causing oneself to vomit. Now, there are actually no new huruf, no new articles or particles in this particular hadith. But we would like to, again, highlight some of the i'rab or the nahwa, the syntax or the grammar that is found in this particular hadith. Number one is, again, we talked about man, and man being a conditional noun, right? For example, man ذرعه القيء فلا قضاء عليه ومن استقاء فعليه القضاء. Right, and we define that man has to be followed up with a fi'l, a verb. And then the statement is made and it should be followed up by another fi'l, another verb. However, if we look at these two examples of the conditional statement, we see man, we see the verb dhara'a. However, when we get down to the response, there is not another verb, right? We cannot find another verb. And also for the second one, وَمَنْ اسْتَقَاءَ, right? We see that we have a verb, but in the response, there's not a verb, right? So how do we handle the response when there is not a verb? Then we have to use the fa. So we see man with a verb, right? And then if the response does not have a verb, then we have to put a fa, right? We have to put a fa. And then after the fa, we can use anything that we like. We can use a nominal sentence if we like, or any other any sentence type instead of using the verb. The second point is the la, an-nafi lil-jins, which we discussed before in the examples of la ilaha. This is a complete negation, meaning that there's no God or deity whatsoever. We can also say la rayba. La rayba, meaning there is no doubt whatsoever. Right? As it relates to the new hadith, it says fala qada'a, right? That this person who vomits unintentionally, right? He does not have to make up his fast. Absolutely not. So we see la qada'a, la qada'a. This is the la nafi lil-jins. This is the la of absolute negation. Absolute negation. And the last point that I would like to pull out is alayhi. Alayhi, it is understood to mean upon him. Upon him. However, sometimes it functions as a short version of wajibun alayhi. Wajibun alayhi, meaning that it is mandatory upon him. For here we see وَمَنْ اسْتَقَاءَ فَعَلَيْهِ الْقَضَاءُ. Whoever seeks or forces himself to vomit, then alayhi, he must, or it is incumbent upon him to make up that day. Right? So alayhi. We can also say alayka. Alayka as-salat, upon you, or it is a must and an obligation for you to pray. Or I can say alayya. Alayya and athhab, I must go, or it's incumbent upon me to leave. Right? Or any other attached pronouns that you like with ala, and it's no more than a short version of wajibun alayhi, or wajibun alayka, or wajibun alayya, or any other the attached pronoun with ala. Right? And quickly looking at the i'rab, the grammatical analysis of the sentence, we have wa as the conjunction, an harful jar, preposition, object of the proposition. Preposition is abi, right? In abi it is majroor, right? And the sign of the basic majroor is kasra. However, abi is from the asma al-khamsa, the 5 special nouns. Instead of taking kasra, it takes ya. It is also mudaf. In hurayrata is mudafun ilayhi, it is majroor, right? And the basic sign of a majroor noun is kasra. However, Hurayra is mamnu min as-sarf, so instead of taking kasra, it takes fatha. Qala fil madi, past tense verb, right? And the implied fa'il is huwa, right? Huwa, referring back to Abu Hurayra. Qala fil madi, past tense, the fa'il is rasulu, right? Is who's doing saying the statement is the Rasul, right? The messenger, right? It is marfu, it is nominative, and the basic sign of a nominative noun is dhamma. It is also mudaf, first word of a compound. And lafz jalal Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mudafun ilayh. The second word of a compound is genitive, and the sign of a genitive noun is kasra. Man is ismu shart, is a conditional noun. Dhara'a is fi'l madi, past tense, right? And the fa'il, the doer of this action, it is يعني al-qi'u, right? It is al-qi'u because it is marfu. It is nominative, and the basic sign of a nominative noun is dhamma. And the maf'ulun bihi, the object of the verb is the attached pronoun hu, right? And then we move along to fa. Fa is it's rabita li jawab shart, right? It is the tire, it's the connector to the jawab, the ism shart, or the fi'l shart, the condition, the cause, and also the result, right? La is a nafi lin jins. It's a complete and absolute negation. Qada'a yani is the actually the object of la nafi lin jins, and therefore it is mansub. It always take yani a fatha. And qada'a is also yani mubtada. It is the subject of the sentence. However, the normal subject of the sentence will take marfu, it will take yani a dhamma. However, because the la comes before it, la nafi the jins, it affects it, causing it to be mansub, causing it to be accusative, taking a fatha. And then ala is the harfu jar, and the he is the ism majrur. It is the object of the preposition, right? And it becomes he because of the ya that precedes it, making it lighter and easier to pronounce. The wa is the conjunction harfu atf. Man is also ism shart. It is a conditional noun. Istaqa'a, it is the fi'l yani shart. It is the verb of the condition, and it is fi'l madi. It's fi'l madi is past tense verb, and this fi'l madi is also considered ajwaf because there's a weak letter that comes in the middle between the qaf and the hamza, right? And we notice that the man has an extra kasra, and we said that this kasra yani is to prevent iltiqa as-sakinain, to prevent two sukoons from meeting one another, right? So we put a fabricated kasra so that we can continue to read. وَمَنِ اسْتَقَاءَ. The fa again is the connector for jawab al-shart, for the response. Ala is the harfu jar, and he is the ism majrur, the object of the preposition, and again it is kasra because of the ya that comes before. And it is yani the khabar. It is khabar, but it precedes the subject in here only for an expression. Al-qada'u is the mubtada. It is the mubtada, but it's a delayed, and the mubtada, it is marfu', right? It is nominative, and the basic sign of a nominative noun is dhamma, right? So the basic meaning of this particular hadith is that whoever vomits, right? Whoever vomits unintentionally, right? Then this person does not have to make up his or her fast, because the key word is, what is the person's intention, right? If the person intentionally tries to vomit, then this person has broken their fast, or this person has to make up their fast. Number one is because when someone vomits, is because this person his health is being disturbed, or his stomach is being disturbed. So vomiting may cause one to be in a unhealthy situation, right? This person may be sick, right? So it's a health concern in regards to that. So at the same time, someone that forces himself or herself to be in this state, has also attempted to try to break their fast, right? Intentionally. So therefore, because they put themselves in this situation, then they have to make up the day of fast because they put themselves in a situation where their health may be, their health may be and put in a damaging situation, or that they didn't really have the intention to fast on their own. So therefore they have to make up this day. And again, we thank you for tuning in to the Ramadan series of the day. And I've been your host, Ustaz Yusuf Jabra, for this series. And please stay tuned. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.